Hey everyone, my name is Aleya and I wanted to welcome you to 52 Weeks in Yaletown. We're doing actually a special segment this month where we are featuring some of the bachelors in the area, and our first bachelor is Bradley Friesen. Hey Bradley, how are you today?
Doing very well, thanks, Aleya.
So we're here in Bradley's Yaletown loft, and when I walked in the door, he put these on my neck. Apparently, he is infamous for hosting the Mexico House during the Vancouver 2010 Olympics, as well as being featured on Dragon's Den. So why don't you tell us a little bit about those two episodes and sort of a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, during the 2010 Olympics, a buddy of mine showed up with a huge amount of beer at my place. He worked for a liquor company, and all of a sudden I had 45 cases of Dos Equis and Sol. So there was Holland House, there was Irish House, there was all the houses of the world, but Mexico didn't have a house. So I turned my apartment into the unofficial Mexico House and threw kind of one of the biggest underground parties in Yaletown. And we made up VIP lanyards, and we'd hand them out to friends, and we would sneak into other venues like Irish House by telling the door people that we ran Mexico House. And everybody's like, I've heard of this Mexico House. What is that place? And I'd give them business cards, come down and see us, and they would show up and go, this is your apartment? This is unreal. So we kind of, we ran an underground party for the 2 weeks of the Olympics.
Sounds pretty amazing, though. I wish I was around. I missed out on that.
It was definitely a lot of fun. And then the Dragon's Den that you asked about, I decided one day I wanted to be on Dragon's Den. So I designed a product kind of the next day and went and pitched the product in front of the Dragons. And I ended up getting a deal with all 5 Dragons, and now I'm working on a hangover prevention drink called Last Call, which was inspired by my Mexico House episodes.
That's great. So they do tie into each other in some way.
Very much so.
So what we do know about Bradley, obviously, is that he's very creative and he's a go-getter. Also, he's 39 years old, 5'10", and he's an entrepreneur. So
5'9" and a half, 5'10". So.
Somewhere in between?
Yeah, cheat that a little bit. 5'10", 5'11". Let's call it 5'11".
Okay. So do you mind if I ask you a few questions for all the ladies out there?
Go for it.
Okay. My first question, I guess, would be, what's your favorite place to people watch in Yaletown?
Well, it would have to be a patio, especially in the summertime. There's nothing better than a patio in summer in Vancouver. So I'd pick probably Earl's in Yaletown, and it's got a great cross street, lots of people walking by, lots of great characters in Yaletown. So I think I'd have to go with Earl's. Good
one. Next question. Everybody talks about Yaletown Shuffle or Yaletown 500, which I guess means on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, cruising around, going from place to place since everything's so close together. If you were to do this Yaletown Shuffle, where would you kind of start off your evening? Where would you end it? And where would sort of the next day or brunch or what have you take you?
I think my 3 favorite places for somewhere to eat would be Flying Pig, Hapa Isakai, or the new Parlor Yaletown in Yaletown. And from there, probably go over see Peter at Pierre's, even though it's not totally my crowd, that I'm a jeans and t-shirt and baseball hat kind of guy. But then probably Killjoy, and try not to leave a 2-block radius of my house at any point if I can avoid it.
So you can always stumble home if needs be.
I've done my fair share of stumbling, yes, so that would be a good way.
And finally, why don't you tell us, what's your aspirations and what are you passionate about? Where do you see yourself?
My aspirations, like my goals, I guess. I think my number 1 goal would never be eaten by a bear or a similar wild animal, because that's always been a kind of a fear of mine. And I guess my thing I'm most passionate about is I fly helicopters. So weekends getting out of downtown, taking the helicopter out, go scaring myself a little bit and ripping around the mountains.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And obviously, Bradley's a great guy, great catch. And stay tuned for our next Bachelor, which will be next week. So we'll see you next week.